Hello and welcome. We are back to round 6 of Impact Returns. My name is Julian Knapp and I'm here with Kai Savatari, aka
Tarix.
Savatarix.
What's up, people? What's up, people?
We are watching Saul Blanco once again. We just saw Saul in the previous round playing green white depth, Naya depth actually, and he's up against Lorenzo Tassone on initiative. So for
Yep.
those who don't know Lorenzo, he's an Italian journeyman, right? He plays Legacy all across Europe. I think he lives somewhere
Absolutely.
around Barcelona. He top
Yep.
8'd GP Bologna, and now we see him here in Galicia.
That's awesome to see. Um, we gotta split. We gotta switch those names around. So Lorenzo is sitting on the left, and Saul is sitting on the right. Um, this is yeah. This is. I don't want to say this is like a mirror game, but this is somewhat. Those games have a few things in common, right?
Well,
Um,
Kai, do we have one thing in common that we don't know what this card is?
yeah, I do think
I'm pretty sure
we
this
have
must be
that
some
one.
kind of. It's either like some completely new tech or it's a reprint. But we have so many awesome people in chat, you can probably help us out. By the way, Lorenzo, friend of ours, he's like vibing very much with you. He's got the Japanese dice. This is the Japanese, like jealous,
Thank you.
the Japanese flag.
That's
That's how
like
you do it.
so that's like the one thing Lorenzo and I have in common. It's like the dice. But yeah, you might know Lorenzo from the Italian community. It's called like Voted Team, and they usually come up with like strange brews, like odd card choices, but and a lot of innovation, which we can always appreciate, especially in Paper Magic. Um, Lorenzo played. I talked to him yesterday, and he played Grix's mid-range deck with Bowmaster in the
And the Spanish championship
Spanish
or the trials?
national. Yes, exactly, and he did poorly, and he said, yeah, maybe this event is not the best for things like brainstorm and ponder. And I kind of understand. Like, we have not covered a lot of brainstorm decks today. In fact, we have covered more bowmaster decks than brainstorm decks, I feel. And that's why he picked up, yeah, like mono white initiative stompy, chalice of the void, a bunch of creatures that have like more than toughness 1. No brainstorms. In fact, like Charles of the Void cannot punches brainstorms. In addition, and he's sitting on a clean 5-0. Look at this.
By the way, we figured out what this card is. I'm gonna believe Blaubear actually helping us out here. So
Thank
this
you.
creature is called Sun Gold Sentinel. It's a 3/2, and whenever it attacks no, when it enters the battlefield or attacks, you exile up to one target card from a graveyard. So that comes in
Mhm.
handy, I guess. And then if you have like 3 creatures with different powers, you can activate the Coven ability. For a colorless and a white, you can give Sun Gold Sentinel hexproof from that color until end of turn, and it can't be blocked by creatures of that color. This is like the most complicated way to give it protection, but not quite. So
Right.
it still can be like, it can't be targeted, it can't be blocked. It still can technically be damaged, right? This is okay.
It can be. It
Yeah,
can be.
pretty
Um.
weird. So what do you think? Like, what makes somebody put that card into their deck?
Um. So first of all, it's like a mini scavenging ooze. You know, like disrupting opponents'
Mm-hmm.
graveyards is always nice, especially if you play against something like Dragon's Rage Chandler or Murktide Regent. Having their graveyard in check is something nice to have. And the cannot be blocked part seems also pretty important because we have not seen it yet, but Lorenzo does play a lot of initiative creatures in his deck, and in fact that's why the deck is called Initiative. And if you ever lose the initiative, which can happen sometimes, you get it back with some unblockable threats. So
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. I know I didn't think about the unblockable part, but yeah, that actually does come up if you take the initiative and you want, or like they steal it back and you want to
yeah,
take it back again. Yeah, that makes sense. Right now we got the Anointed Peacekeeper, which I believe is also like a 3/3, so that's the same kind of power, so it doesn't really count towards the Coven ability. And we are able to take away. Actually, no, we're not taking something away, right? We're making cards more
cost
expensive
more.
to
Yeah,
cast or to activate. So we got a Swords to Plowshares, we got a Ramrock Excavator, and that one is which like that's promo.
that is some, I don't know exactly what it is. It's like some sort of like Throne of Eldraine card. We might need
Could
some
it be
help on
like
that.
Tireless Tracker? Probably not. That card hasn't been a thing in Legacy in a while. Maybe it's even like no, it's not Endurance. Dude, seriously, like when I do this for energy, it's already complicated. Like we commentators, we talk about each other and
Right.
about like the struggles to sometimes identify some of the new many promos.
Oh, it's thank you so much. It's Outland Liberator. So it's the a creature that is also a disenchant on its stick, basically. You can pop it and yeah, have a disenchant, right? And on the other side, I think it has a disenchant effect on a, on attack or whenever it doesn't get blocked or something like that.
Yeah, it's I believe on you can just like sacrifice it, right? To take out any instant to disenchant something.
Yeah.
Um Lorenzo using all these pieces of paper here. Like, I mean, he's got the one nice dice, and everything else is just like pieces of paper.
Oh
He could
yeah.
also have used a piece of paper for the chalice.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was just like saying one.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And you're right. By the way, when Outer Liberator flips, yeah, it turns into that thing that
The,
like does disenchant on every attack.
right, like the Trigon Predator we see from like we know from like very old days.
Yeah, kind of. But Dragon Predator actually needs to like connect, right?
Oh.
Yeah. This one just like literally does it on attack. And we're actually using the day and night cycle thing. So for those who don't know, um, we flip into the night if no spells have been played during any player's turn, and we flip back into the day if any player played at least 2 spells on their turn.
Right.
It rarely ever comes up on match on at least in Legacy. It's gonna be funny. Like once the Outer Liberator is gone, we still have to keep track of that, which is like actually
Oh,
an
yeah.
annoying mechanic. But I mean, yeah,
Do you have a good method how to track like day and night?
well, you just like
Well, you do, but you know, because
you flip it over.
I found it kind of complicated. Like, so when does it turn night and when does it become day again? Like, I you know, like I made this like little like how to say? I was told that if a lot of things happen, it becomes day, and if nothing really happens, then it becomes night. You know,
Okay, okay.
that's
That's
how
how you
that
keep it like in the back of your
yeah,
head.
that's how
Okay.
I memorize like how like when does it become day and night and things,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
right? Yeah. And
That's
nothing happens, it
that's
becomes
actually
night.
more complicated to me than just like doing this. But I mean,
Maybe so.
it's all about how you learned the first time, I guess, and then you're gonna like. Also, I used to have a really weird method of counting Krata of Behemoth. Like I explained to you earlier, a couple of rounds ago, how you
Right.
count Krata of Behemoth. I do it like that now because it rarely ever comes up that I need to do it. But I had a very complicated, different formula of calculating Krata of damage. And the first time I talked to somebody else about it was like, wait, you do it that way? That's the weirdest way I've heard. Like, this is the only way I've ever known. But yeah, I mean,
Uh,
that's how you count day and
yeah,
night.
many
And,
ways.
and actually, we flip into the night. We have the flipped Outer Liberator, which I guess could attack and take out Chalice if you really want to. Well,
Yeah.
while Lorenzo is sitting there with the Monarchy, right? Oh, look at that token. Is that the Monarchy token?
Yeah.
Who's that guy on there? Is that no? That's not him. It says something on it, but I can't really read it. It probably says Monarch. Yeah, it says Monarch. Okay. Arkan comes down. Actually, what's going on Saul's side? Like Saul is doing his Saul. I don't think the same tactic that he used last time of just like randomly like shielding your way to victory is gonna get you there. You have to do some blowout magic here because Lorenzo
Yeah.
came with Ancient Tomb, and you need something against that.
Yeah. I think it all starts with blowing up that Chalice of the Void. That unlocks the Swords to Plowshares in Saul's hand, and
Okay, now you
um
can actually remove something before blockers if you want to, I guess.
yeah, this game might all be about like the monarchy. Um, who's
Yeah, the
gonna
problem is there's a flyer, right?
yeah
And if endurance attacks, then the flyer is always gonna take back the monarchy. And uh, I mean, for both players, that's kind of okay because they both draw 2 cards a turn. But Lorenzo just like has the better board, and like I guess the one problem is if the monarchy gets taken back by Saul right now, then Saul is also gonna get his creature back. That's the Palace Jailer 8. So let's see how that's gonna work out. Anointed Peacekeeper going up against the flipped Outland Liberator. They're gonna trade off if nothing else happens here. Is there actually no? There's no crop rotation in hand, right? Crop
yes.
rotation would allow it to go for the token on Lorenzo's end step, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not really
Mm-hmm.
happening here. Oh, the double block. Okay, nice.
Is this like the first double block we've seen today?
Yeah, yeah, but
It might
maybe
have.
not.
It might
Maybe
have.
not. Yeah.
Dude, I think like legacy is typically not the format where you double block things.
Honestly, Legacy is one format where you triple block, and Lorenzo is actually considering that.
Oh, okay.
Legacy is the only format where I've seen like 7 blocks or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Entreat the Angels. Like you would always like put all the Angels in
Dude,
blocking duty.
you know, like I like at one point I was so bad at attacks and blocks. Like when my opponent attacked me with a Tarmogoyf, 20 blocked with my all my empty the Warren tokens.
That's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it is actually. In that
It's like
case, it's bad. In that case, it's bad. Yeah, but there are reasons, especially like against, for example, trampling creatures, where you want to put more than you need to if it doesn't matter. Because if they have a removal spell, then all of a sudden the tramples through. Whereas if you like put everything on it, it doesn't really matter. And here right now, Lorenzo, I think, might have identified that he would have get blown out potentially by Assault to Plowshares, so that's why he went for the triple block. So it's not as bad anymore, and he does keep the monarchy, right?
yeah.
This attack worked out not all that well for Saul. Lorenzo got to
Mhm.
keep the monarchy, takes out both of Saul's creatures, also loses a lot of creatures in the process, of course. But now is Lorenzo sitting on any cards? I think he's.
Lorenzo is has the one card of the monarchy.
Mhm.
But besides that, there's not much going on here. I think we yeah, there's still the Ramen app and the Souls Explosions we talked about earlier. So this matchup become quite swingy. Let's see.
I mean, that can be kind of a plan. Like you just take out all your opponents on mana producing things here. Initiative known to be very, very mana hungry, but all of that, it's always so rough, right? You try to craft the plan. Okay, I'm gonna deny the mana and everything, but then Lorenzo is just gonna draw 2 cards a turn. And is this
This is realm of the no
spirit touch the spirit realm?
touch the
Now we
spirit
got it.
realm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we're just like retaking initiative and removing one of Saul's creatures. Yeah, take away the Rumble Excavator. Dude, like I mean, it becomes very attractive for Saul to try to steal back the monarchy, because then all of a sudden he gets back 2 of his creatures. But yeah, I don't know. As we lose some of this, yeah, okay, we are back again. So it looks like
Mhm.
okay, I actually have to cheat. I have to look up
Yeah.
the name again. Sun Gold
And
Sentinel
look at
is
this,
getting in
yeah.
there.
Dude, we like on attack we remove that wasteland. Um
From the graveyard, right? Trying to keep the
it's
reclamation
like
stage. Reclamation.
like the graveyard disruption part is not is it's definitely something. Like it's not
Well, he can see back the monarchy now. That's the big
a
deal
game
here.
changer,
So
but
maybe he's got like a flash creature. If he doesn't have a flash creature or any kind of removal spell, right? You could have like another. Oh. Other creatures actually coming back here. Did we just like steal back the monarchy? Maybe. Saul's still thinking about it. But unless Lorenzo is like a touch the spirit realm, such a plowshares. Dude, that would have been, by the way, the biggest trick. You know the pen trick?
where
It's
you
like one of the most infamous tricks in Magic. The pen trick, where like your opponent doesn't know whether they should attack or not. So the moment they reach for the creature, you initially pick up the pen and like go over to your life pet, and they're like, okay, it's safe. They attack, and then you're okay, remove.
oh wow.
So you bait them into like an attack by picking up the pen. It's
Yeah.
one of the most like people were discussing whether this is like unsportsmanlike and shit. Like I say, absolutely not. So like where you try to bait your opponent into doing something by just like picking up the pen.
Oh, I didn't know about this trick, but
Oh,
I
dude, you never do. Come in,
but yeah,
Magic. Like, come in, what's going
but
on here?
also
Like,
I never note life totals maybe.
oh, you don't?
Well, I do
Okay,
in my
okay.
head.
Oh my god, look at this. I think Saul actually took the game, right?
Yeah. So he took like once he took the monarchy back, all his creatures came back, the Remnant Excavator and the second Eldritch Reclaimer, and that just turned the game completely round. Right? Like no, it the Palace Jailer is not just an how to say it. It's not like Skyclave apparition or something like that. Like if you take the monarchy back, like all the creatures come back. So you cannot just like if the monarchy goes to your opponent, then it's really grim.
So can't really see what Lorenzo's taking out there, neither what he's bringing in. On the other side of the board, Saul is looking at his sideboard and he doesn't really seem excited about any of those cards.
Yeah.
Is that just like one card coming in? Dude, I always do the 15 in, 15 out. Just like if I'm Lorenzo and I see like there's like one coming in, one coming out, I'm feeling pretty good about this.
But yeah, that's like the old classic.
Yeah. Looks like Lorenzo's taking out some of the chalices. Oh no, he's taking out Chrome Moxen. Okay. No Chrome Moxes, no chalices.
Yeah, but I wonder if any of those two players have anything to add from the sideboard. Okay, yeah. Oh, we definitely do see a nice swap. Looks like Lorenzo does have Swords of Plowshares in his sideboard, which gets like swapped with I believe the Chalice of the Voids.
Mhm.
That's like one
King
thing.
of Runes as well.
Yep. Um, there's also two copies of Lauren
Lord of the Third Path.
of the third path.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
ETB this disenchant, and you can tap it to draw a card that applies to both to both players.
I mean, that's kind of cool. You get to take out like Mox Diamonds. You can take out random Sylvan libraries. So you can do some damage. And I mean, as you mentioned, there's some cards you want to take out, so you might as well use the upgrade. Saul thinking about this some more. It's like, do I really only want one extra card? I really
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe there's something. Whenever there's like you have a sideboard and you're not excited about your sideboard, at least look through the main deck. Maybe there are cards in your main deck that you're even less excited about.
Right.
Uh,
Like I'm immediately thinking like a card like Bojuka Bog has almost no text in this matchup. Like
yeah,
it taps for it's a it's a swamp that comes into play tapped. And if so,
that's so bad. It's like Homelands levels
yeah,
bad.
dude.
You like Castle Sangia is probably better. Actually, let me look it up. I want to see what Castle Sangia does. I've just like always known Castle Sangia is literally one of the
Right.
worst lands you could actually have.
And there might be some other cards that are similar to Bojuka Bog. We gotta see about those. But if Saul and Lorenzo have like creatures in the sideboards, I think they have to almost all come in because this game is gonna be about the initiative. It's gonna be about monarchy. It's about like dominating the board and having just gumming up the board, having as much stuff on the field to eventually like double block, triple block, those kind of things. This is really like limited with some maybe this is just limited.
This is how a combo player looks like actual Magic,
Yeah,
quote
it's like
unquote actual Magic. By
like
the way, Saul playing for top 8 here, right? He could move
yeah,
on to 6-0, which would
yeah,
allow him to double draw into top 8. Lorenzo sitting in 4-1 was paired up. He
yeah.
has to win, well, not to win out, but he has to win at least the next round so he can like potentially draw in the last round to move all the way into top 8. So
Oh yeah, like Lorenzo has to win this. Has to win this round probably. Like, or maybe they have a draw, like an unintentional draw, maybe, which I don't think is gonna
mhm.
happen given like how quickly these games um shape out. But yeah, Lorenzo is pretty much like he has to win this round. And Saul on the other hand, like obviously he also wants to win, but Saul has I think like an extra round. Like if he ends up losing this round,
Mhm. Also interesting, by the way, initiative. Lorenzo's playing mono white initiative. You haven't seen much of that deck lately. Like people were playing red
man.
for Case of Chaos Adventure
I
draft.
was I was hoping for some fourth Erlingers.
Oh yeah, dude,
Dude,
that would be something. Maybe in this. No, we didn't see them
that'd be
on the
so
sideboard.
so so cool.
I mean, I like them quite a lot. I mean, there must be a reason he's going with mono white, right? Maybe it's just because of that Goldling. What's it called? Sun Gold Sentinel. Close enough, Goldling. um, allowing him to stay mono white. A problem I've always seen, like in the mono white deck, and people who played the deck also told me, is like they are not really good 2 drops. So Sun Gold, dude, kinda. I don't want to say fixes that, but
Mm.
it fits into the description. You can go for something like, I don't know, Stoneforge, but it's like pretty slow.
Yeah,
Um,
Stoneforge is kind of uh because Stoneforge makes you do a play on turn 3 you don't really want to make, right? Like Culture Complete is powerful and everything, but in comparison to like Archon of Emeria or um
Yeah, even like the 4 mana, the initiative creatures
yeah
you want to play.
yeah,
Like Archon of Mary, ideally you want to play that on the first turn.
right.
That's so devastating on the first turn. Whenever I play Vintage and I can get like turn 1 Archon of Mary, yes, I'm a terrorist. I want to do that. I want to terrorize all the Vintage people with my stupid mono white like Archon decks. Like I would put Serum Powder in my deck just so I can get turn 1 Archon. Okay, accelerating on Saul's side of the board, ramping up all the way to 2 mana. Probably like trying to get something like a Knight on the third turn. That would be something. Where's Stride Arbor? If you're watching, give us a follow. Shout this out to your friends. There's going to be way more, even better Magic coming on in the next rounds. We're going all the way to round 8 and then 3 matches in the top 8. We're probably going to see more than 3 matches right in the top 8. Good chance that we
Yeah, I think
maybe
so,
even get
yeah.
to see both semifinals. I would love to see that. And give us your predictions. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. Like we've been talking about how Delver is taking a hit ever since the banning of I don't even remember the
Mm. The EI ban thing?
EI ban, Express
Mm.
Federation. Took me like 2 years to actually like properly pronounce that spell. as somebody's knocking on our door. Okay, we're here in the cage. Nobody can hurt us. And is Esteva like okay? Grix Esteva, you talked about this, right? Grix Esteva is actually back in full force.
It
Is
got
it
back. Yeah, it got
is it
back.
Deva? It never really fully recovered, right?
I wouldn't say so. Yeah, it's somewhere in between. It's powerful, but it's definitely not an S tier deck. It is a very solid tier 1 deck.
Is it even tier one? Okay, okay. Yeah, maybe I'm so in love with Grixis Deva right now that like I don't even have eyes for Is it Deva anymore. But
Yeah,
I'm just running like we're in this state in Legacy where nobody really feels like super dominated by the Grixis Deva deck, right? So
right,
it's
right.
it's like the calm
Like,
before the storm, before we properly figure out what's going on in the format,
yeah,
and everybody's still like playing all these decks, and it's just like you look at the top eights of so many big events right now, and it's so diverse. Yes, I gotta give it to you, like tons of ball masters. That's the one thing that like people will
hmm
be like, okay, this is horrible. I don't like this. But like archetype wise, dude, we see so many different things. Oh, by the way,
oh,
there it is. There's my boy. Like, okay, two Archons, not that great actually. You can imagine if like two Archons, your opponent
yeah,
literally can't play a spell
it's
anymore.
like you can absolutely just don't do it. Anything here.
What's going on there? What did
Yeah, I
Saul
think
draw for the
Lorenzo took
turn?
quite a lot of damage of these ancient tombs,
As he should.
as he should.
Yeah. By the way, another power 9 card for Legacy for me. Ancient Tomb.
Oh
What?
yeah, that yeah. If there was a Power 9 Legacy, I would probably also add it.
Yeah, you had actually some crazy ideas. Like, have you thought about it some more? Like when I initially like suggested some Legacy Power 9 cards, you didn't like a lot of them.
Yeah,
So I was wondering, like, what's Kai's Power 9?
you know what? I think that's we can do that like maybe between the rounds. But
Okay.
I have yeah I like recently I thought about if there was a Power 9 for Legacy, like what cards could be in there, and initially I had like 40-ish cards that
40.
that all yeah that all that were all good candidates for the Power 9. It's like, dude, I only have like 9 slots, and there's so many cards available in Legacy. Like I have to make it like real strict, and only like the best of the best can make it in. um yeah, and I'm happy to figure it out together with you
Okay, okay.
and with chat.
Chat,
Although I technically have my 9 already.
oh, you do?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so if you don't ever end up talking about this, maybe we should do it on the next everyday channel then.
Yeah, we can do that, yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, Saul, once again. See, this is why the deck, the green white depth deck, is sometimes intimidating to me. Like, you see how many options Saul has to play this turn. You could like try to wasteland Lorenzo, which probably wouldn't be a great idea since you're under so much pressure. You could try to like do something with your crop rotation. Maybe you want to activate your reclaimer. Maybe you want to use your endurance to ambush one of the Archons, which honestly is probably what's going to happen since Saul can't really play all that many spells anyway, right? So there's probably going to be an endurance, I would think. Maybe you take the
Yeah,
damage and you
looks
just
like
like try
it.
to find
Yeah,
something.
Lorenzo has to be vigilant here. There again, and these are both non-blue decks. Like if endurance happens, it happens. So you better be prepared. There might be Legacy these days is, I think, from a combat perspective is really interesting. I like seeing like a lot of powerful creatures with flash coming in, doing a lot of like damage to attackers, and um
Yeah,
yeah, let's
just
see.
take it. Okay, here comes
Yeah.
everybody's favorite elemental.
Yeah,
Ambushing one
yeah.
of the
This
Archons.
is what Lorenzo didn't want it to see. Mm-hmm.
And this is slowly turning around the game. Like I guess you could run out Lauren and just take out that Mox. It should be annoying for Saul. Actually, I kind of like that, right? He also has Palace Jailer, which he can't really cast. Doesn't really have the white mana for it. At least not this turn. Well, actually, oh, never mind. That's one of the take tons of damage lands. But comes and play tapped here. And yeah, I guess you just learn the third path. I would guess, but Lorenzo is at least considering a couple of other lines. Okay, check this out. Oh, by the way, Lorenzo has Caracas, so he can keep doing this. I mean, there are no other targets right now, but if he wants to do it in the future, that's fine. And also, he can like go after the token.
Oh man,
So it's
yeah.
all like, how many times have you ever actually see Saul even try to go for the token? Like the only time he
Right.
really actively did, he lost the game, like
He-
pretty brutally.
Maybe this deck just can't do it.
Yeah, maybe that's just like no.
Like in Dark Depths, it's just like kind of like decoration or something. It's
Yeah,
like
it's just there to
this.
throw the opponent
It's
off.
yeah, it's just some fashion,
Imagine if you play Doomsday and then you go like Doomsday, Dark Depth, go. Your opponent's like, what?
Yeah, what? It's like sitting on like dress downs and endurances.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
But yeah, with every turn that Lorenzo isn't really going to do anything interesting. Like he would have loved to get the initiative a while ago, so that would have like allowed him to actually pull ahead.
Yeah.
Now he really only got to deal a bit of damage with his like flying dogs. And yeah, okay, finally we since we made the second white mana source last turn, we can take out. Is it gonna be the you know you kind of want to take out the reclaimer, even though reclaimer is like slow. But endurance is the one that's actually stopping you from attacking right now, and they could
Yeah.
also like attack you back and force awkward blocks. So it's kind of hard. You could
Was
technically,
yeah. So here's a question: like, can you get Sajiri step to prevent the exile part?
yeah, of course, it
Is it
targets.
okay? If it okay, that's nice,
Oh, and looks like you might have actually found the line. Kai, you're the
right?
master of creature
Right?
depth.
Just dude, I've always been
The old sage on
a
the
green
mountain.
believer.
And this is where you notice that Security Step is actually in your
Heck
hand.
yeah, dude!
Yeah.
I knew I was not terrible in Magic.
Does it actually counter the entire Monarch ability? Does he like not become the Monarch now?
Uh,
I wonder
no,
how
no,
it's worded.
yeah, it's two different things. You know, when it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. That's one thing, and then when it enters the battlefield, that's like two.
Okay. There's two triggered abilities you're saying.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. So Wizards actually smartly worded it that way. Okay.
right.
Otherwise, you could like kill your own creature and
I
stop the
think
Monarch
it's
from coming out.
yeah, it's similar to the initiative, right? It like no creature says you take the initiative and blah 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 blah
Mhm.
blah, but like you take the initiative and then there's some other text, you know.
Okay, you know what's gonna happen here? I think Lauren's just gonna block and get Caracast. Yeah, easy. Do I get to return it? Oh, both players draw a card, of course. Well, I say of course. It's
Yeah.
actually not of course.
Well, I like that quite a bit. A little worried about the card draw thing, especially because Saul gets to use the extra card first.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, it depends on which side you view it from. The extra card matters a lot less because there's Arcane, so you still can only play one turn, like one spell every single turn.
That's a good point.
So you do still take the filtering into account. You see like more cards at the same time, even though you only get to play one card. So it really only matters. Like the card advantage really only starts mattering at the point where Saul would have otherwise run out of cards, plus the EV of the filtering. And yeah, that's what Lorenzo is probably like calculating that.
Okay, there's another Lauren.
Yeah. Lauren really just coming down as a jump blocker. Is Lorenzo sitting on tons of mana? So if you have like tons of mana and you're behind, you might as well go for the extra card draw because you're like, okay, my way to like maybe still win this game is I draw like gas and you draw shit.
Oh yeah,
So that's why like you would
totally,
do like the Lauren thing, if you're that behind. But
totally.
it's kind of awkward for Saul as well, right? Saul is having he's got 7 library in hand, I'm pretty sure. But if you only got one spell a turn, you don't really feel great about making 7 library when it doesn't do anything. So what is this? Gonna be a knight maybe? Oh, another endurance. Okay, another cow.
Oh, this is interesting. This is like a main phase activation.
Must be Satyrius step number 2. Yeah, there it is.
Um,
Protection from white, hit you.
I see, I see. Okay.
And now we steal back the monarchy. Ideally, I was gonna say ideally with something that can that allows the endurance to stay back and then block the Archon. Maybe do we still have enough mana to cast another endurance? No, we're doing something else. 7
Yeah.
library. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe it would have been slightly better if the Raminap attacked with protection white and the endurance stayed back as a blocker, maybe.
That's why I was wondering, right?
Right? Yeah, it's I mean it's a small difference, but it is a difference.
Let's see what Lorenzo's up to. Dude, I'm trying to remember what this card does. Did he just drew that this crazy. It's not even an alteration, right? I think Wizards actually prints cards like that, and I saw
Oh,
him.
it's yeah. I think it's like a secret layer. No.
Okay, but which one is it?
Oh, the. I don't know.
We figured out as we go along. I think it's a creature. It could be another anointed
Yeah.
peacekeeper.
No,
It could
it's
be.
I'm pretty sure it's like the elite spellbinder.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
PV.
it's a
PV.
yeah,
Okay,
3 mana,
PVR.
3/1. Um, pseudo Thoughtseize is your
Yeah,
opponent
take
basically.
something away. Makes it how much? Like 2 or 3 mana more expensive to
I
replay?
makes it. I think it's +3,
Yeah, so do I.
but I'm not 100% sure on that. The anointed peacekeeper says +2.
+2, and yeah, the other one.
Damn, like all these like taxing effects are.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I want to go back to the good old days of just like Sphere of Resistance, and that's it.
Right. I mean, yeah,
Or
like
chill. Oh no, we had chill back then as well. And chill was +2.
yeah, and also gloom.
Oh, Gloom. Gloom is
Gloom.
+3.
You guys told
Nanavoid's
you
+3
guys
as
told
well.
me to play Gloom against Initiative,
Yeah, in Doomsday.
and I never did,
And then,
and I got punished.
like a month ago, I found like 2 beta copies in my basement. I have no idea how they got there. I have 2 beta copies of Gloom in my basement. No, don't ask me how they got there. Okay. Anyway, so we got the Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista. Lorenzo is dropping really low to make this work. So
Oh yeah.
how much damage does Saul have on the backswing? He's got 3. And Lorenzo could be attacking for how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Taking Saul to 7. So if you go for an all-out attack, then
Yeah.
Saul takes you down to 2, then you take him to 1. So you would need something else. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Monarch, and I
Damn.
guess
Yeah.
part of it is we hope that we draw something.
This is a really tight game, like on both sides, like both players pretty low in life totals. This Civil Library has to do some work here. Ideally, Saul wants to have a creature for the main phase and then some instant spell on Lorenzo's turn, preferably like a Sword to Plowshares. That would be ideal.
It's kind of funny, right? We're really just looking at a Maverick deck.
Yeah.
Like we've dropped any idea of ever making the token, even though like you could just do it if you're able to deal with the wasteland, which of course, as we see,
Dude,
we
I'm
can.
telling you,
The
like the best land we've seen so far is like Sigil Step.
yeah,
That
let's
land
just, like,
alone.
put 4 copies of those in that.
Yeah, it was so good. Like I was wondering if you want to play more copies of that, because that is like Mother of Runes.
They used to play 1, but they've been playing 2 for a while now. So maybe
Yeah.
that's actually the idea. Like, oh, the 1 was so good, so we added the second one.
Right.
We're in the next evolution. Let's go to the full playset. This is the cheery step control,
Yeah,
ladies
dude.
and
Oh
gentlemen.
God, please help.
Loving it.
Send help.
But honestly, the game has been pretty heavily dominated by that stupid Arcan. Like Saul has so many awesome spells that he would like to go for, but it just like feels like a waste. You want to like progress your board because it's such an interesting dynamic. You have the monarchy, so you're always incentivized to go for the short-term advantage because you want to steal back the monarchy. But by doing so, you constantly do stuff that you don't really want to do. You'd rather play the long game because you got so many spells, and eventually you want to get rid of the Arcan. So you're stuck in this like life that like a lot of teenagers and I guess even adults live, where you're like always like looking for the short-term advantage because you really want that one thing that's so close to you, and you're not really like preparing the proper way to play a long Magic game because like you feel like the monarchy is just gonna take you out if you like go too long for a game. And yeah, we will see.
Yeah.
I literally can't tell you which side I like more. I think it's Lorenzo's, but I think he's actually not on 5. Like if oh, didn't we just like play the Mox Diamond this turn? Or is this the upkeep of this is the upkeep of Lorenzo, okay. Oh, it's the end step of Lorenzo. Lorenzo did not attack. Okay, now they all makes much more sense. So we played the Mox Diamond past, Lorenzo didn't do anything, and then we played the end of turn Endurance. We are all caught back up again. There's another Endurance. Endurance the deck.
Damn, even as a 3/4 reach, that creature's insane, really. Like the bottom effect is for most players, that's the main reason why you want to play this card. But a 3/4 flash reach body is just, it completely dominates the board here.
But I call it Southern Elephant. Southern Elephant is like a like a 3 mana 3/4, nothing else. It's from I think Portal something. Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's how you win games. 3/4.
Yeah.
3-4 confirmed. The most broken stat in Legacy, right?
Yeah, 3-4 is good stats.
This is such a good stat,
Real
especially when you have reach. Like, who are you kidding? Okay. We trade off basically the entire board at this point. Arkan still sticks around. The one card that's dominated everything here. Finally, Lorenzo picks up another creature. Anointed Peacekeeper. By the way, I like how you moved the Ancient Tombs to the side.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, I don't think I'm gonna be using them
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Unless there's like the ultimate emergency, those are just gonna sit over there and not gonna do anything. Peacekeeper gets a look at Saul's hand. Saul is probably gonna show something like a crop rotation. Yeah, okay, he's got a response. I mean, now that the Caracas is gone, you could just make the token here, right?
Yeah,
And Lorenzo played his spell for the turn. So he's at least not stopping you right now, unless I didn't see whether he actually had a land drop. Maybe he's got a wasteland still to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
So yeah, this is gonna come down to basically like, does Lorenzo have the Souls to Plowshares or a Solitude?
yeah,
Or
and that's
not?
gonna go, even if he has,
Yeah,
it's
it's like
gonna give Saul a lot more time.
yeah, it's like yeah. So Saul puts Lorenzo on a test here.
Wait, what's going on here? Are we using the Dark Depth during the resolution of the Anointed Peacekeeper? Why is it tapped?
Oh,
Like,
no,
I guess we
yeah,
added mana.
because of Archon. Because of Archon, it came into play.
Oh,
right.
okay. I was just wondering because oh yeah, he pointed at the Archon and then he tapped it. I was like, why are we tapping this now? But yeah, we're tapping it for Archon. Makes sense. Sure.
Okay, so and yeah, so Saul can go for the Merit Lage now if he chooses to.
But
Yeah, that's
Saul had a mana floating. So if you wanted to make the token, you would need to make it right away. I guess the Anointed Peacekeeper actually named
it has
13th
been
stage.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
really possible. That's
That's
really
actually
possible.
surprising then. I thought he would have like make the token response. Okay, anyway. Here we are now. He can make it now. He picked up a Swords to Plowshares. Oh, seriously, we're back to this thing where he can actually play a pretty normal game. He can take out one of the creatures. He can make his own endurance, ambush the other creature, take back the monarchy. But yeah, maybe it's just like better to go for the token.
Yeah.
And wisely, he goes for it in the main phase. Doesn't give Lorenzo
Mhm.
the option to draw Wasteland to try to disrupt him. Of course, Lorenzo would be happy to draw Caracas now. Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh,
the Spirit
yeah,
Run, though. Oh,
that is an out.
goodbye, Marit.
Wow, that's like very timely draw. Yeah, flicker your token. That is not destroying. Oh man,
Was
damn,
Lorenzo taking this?
these game dynamics are real.
He's taking Saul down to 3. No, 2 actually, right? Yeah. But the funny thing is, he still needs something. Okay. Okay. That's gonna take away the Swords to Plowshares, I would guess. Or maybe actually, if you take away the endurance, we won't even be able to properly cast it.
What do we just say? Like, oh, you can keep that.
Are we even allowed to do that? I'm not even sure. So
Damn,
from
what? Yeah, what a close game.
fetching on the main phase. Okay, now we can cast endurance, right? It's like 3+3, so we go to 6. But that's not gonna be enough. Like we fetched ourselves down to 1. Okay, yeah, we first have to take out the Archon, otherwise he couldn't play the second spell.
Yeah,
So
I think all what Lorenzo has to do is tap those creatures sideways, and I think that's
yeah,
that's
takes
it.
the second game.
Damn, that's the second game. Like, who would have thought? In between of the game, it kind of went back and forth on both sides, and uh, a few times I thought maybe this is maybe this is over for Lorenzo, but
Yeah, he was flooding like pretty badly in
yeah,
the
but
mid game, right?
that touch of the spirit realm also, like, it was insane. He had a turn to jump block with the Merit Lage token, with the Archon of Emeria, so it was not a completely lights out, but it was close.
Both players shuffling up. Saul looking to move into the top 8 with a win here. Lorenzo trying to stay live for top 8. Accent 2 probably not gonna make it. Sometimes, one or two maybe can squeeze in, depending how the draws go, how many buys there have been, and everything. So we will see. Lorenzo surely would love to be on the draw, right?
Oh,
You're,
totally,
you're up against a deck with tons of non-basic lands, tons of like stuff that you want to do.
totally, yeah,
Ideally, like Mox Diamond several spares in the first
yeah.
turn. And if you can get that Archon on the first turn, Archon, to me, that's almost like the white Magus of the Moon. It's just so powerful, so stupidly powerful.
Yeah,
It
it's like
doesn't do as much damage like afterwards if it comes down after the action, but if it comes down in the first turn, it can sometimes be even more devastating than Blood Moon.
yeah. Maybe we have some Magus of the Moonish creature in all colors, because the black version will probably be Opposition Agent onto the first turn, and that's like devastating too. Blue really doesn't have such
High
thing.
Breacher.
Hull Breacher, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I guess you can do that, yeah, too. And then we have probably nothing for green, but that's okay because green is green,
What what is
like
that? What is that popular green hate bear for two colorless and a green? There must be
I,
something, right?
dude, I don't even know many creatures that have that casting cost.
So if we extend it to like a colorless and two green, there's in Cheon Druid.
Oh, you have Manglehorn. That's
Oh, that also makes like non-basics come into play tapped, right?
no, it makes artifacts come into play tapped.
Only artifact.
And yeah, and when it ETBs, it destroys target artifact.
Tell me that's a vintage card,
Yeah,
right?
it's a 3 mana 2/2. It's definitely a vintage power card.
Player shuffling up right now. They should actually hurry up. They only got 8 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Nice. I guess Saul can somewhat live with the draw, and for Lorenzo, it's also not the end of the world. But yeah, let's try to get this to a natural conclusion here.
Yeah. So what do you think, Julian? And also chat. Like who's favorite in this last game? Just
It's kind of hard.
Just
Um, I kind of want to say Saul because he's on the play, just because that's the way it works in Legacy. Then again, like Lorenzo's, especially if you go lower on the opening hand, Lorenzo could have some super insanely devastating plays where he like takes the Monarchy early on. Like for example, like if you go both low, like I guess Saul is on 6, that's not super low, but if you got like the early Palace Jailer, that's
yeah.
something like Saul has to dig himself out of, and
Yeah.
if you can't do that, then you're gonna run away with the
That's a
game.
threat.
It's so hard. It's so
It's
hard.
it's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy, right? The
I'm gonna go with
Palace.
Saul.
Yeah, like as much as I like Lorenzo as a friend, um, I do think that the matchup is a little rough, just because so many things that Lorenzo's like do like all these like hate bears, they hit hard, and most legacy decks have trouble, like beating those, and because they are really like taxing effect and things like that. But the green white depth stack really doesn't, isn't the biggest target of those taxing effects, right? Like I know the Peacekeeper, you can simply pay the extra 2 mana. It's not a big problem. Like, and all the night effects can also get wastelands that are great against Karakas, and Karakas is like is how Lorenzo can keep bouncing those Lawrence, for example. So
So the thing is, the one thing that's in Lorenzo's favor is that this deck initiative, especially mono white initiative, is pretty good against stopping the combo, or like doing something against the dark depth combo. So for the most part, you would have to fight like on the fair angle, and you have ways to break the fair angle through the monarchy,
mm,
through initiative. That's what you want to do. Okay, and Lorenzo knows what's up. See, this is like
yeah,
is it okay? You maybe at some point you're gonna convince me this is the best one drop in
yeah.
Legacy.
Maybe this is
If
the best
we
one.
actually go ahead and we solitude it, like dudes. Yeah, it's not just not as good, but protection. Hey, protection from what? What do you name here?
Black.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so
I, I
just like
don't know.
snuff out, that can't even be a snuff. Actually, I would name white, but yeah, it's not gonna get solituted anyway. Lorenzo, we need a creature now. Yeah, he's like, I know, but I got none. Is that,
Yeah,
is that
his hand is reactive.
No.
Um,
Uh,
you got assault to plowshares, a lotus petal, and he just burned the lotus petal for a touch the spirit realm, which can be destroyed if Soul has Outland Liberator, for example.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's not.
Oh, knight, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, we're probably. Oh, he's taking out the knight with the lotus petal. I mean, yeah, but
Okay. Yeah.
no,
No.
like
Yeah.
the knight would have completely destroyed you, right? It would have like wrecked your mana base. But
Totally.
right now, all the trades, like we are trading 2 for 1, 2 for 1
Yeah.
on the solitude, 2 for 1 on the swords of plowshares because of the lotus petal. It really sucks for Lorenzo. And
Yeah.
Saul is just going to town you. Bing, 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 bonk your head.
Yeah. Maybe like the best card Lorenzo could have drawn is like a Thought Not Seer, maybe. You know.
I don't even
It's like,
think that's in the deck.
but it's like one of those like yeah, super few castable cards.
Oh, you talked about dude, Outland Liberator.
Dude,
Ah, Lorenzo's like throwing
yeah,
up in
you
his
just gotta
chair.
like call for it.
You
Yeah.
you can't see it. Lorenzo's over there. He's literally throwing up in his chair right now. We're not putting it on screen, but this is
Okay.
what's happening. Lauren, the third path. Hey, I guess you can destroy your own spirit realm if you want to. You literally, yeah. This is horrible. Like down to 13 lives, soon to be like at least 10. Yeah. This might be over very soon. Swords of Plowshares. Like, it's kind of weird. Like when your opponent Swords of Plowshares, the weakest creature you could have drawn, they're like, yeah, dude, I just want to get in for 5 damage here.
Right. Okay.
Renzo's still fighting.
Another
Oh,
touch
but that's so
spiritual.
horrible for you again.
Oh my goodness. Like
Yeah.
what? Like once this liberator
Transforms.
transforms, it's gonna be a disaster. Cause yeah, like one by one, he's gonna take down those touch of spirit realms, and that will probably be the game. This is just so much value. It's kind of hard to come back.
What are we
from
getting
this.
here for 2?
I would honestly go for a reclaimer here.
But we're doing it for 2, right? So I'm
Like
wondering.
Tarmogoyf?
Tarmogoyf. Dude, love to see that. Oh, you're right.
Dude,
You're
right?
reclaimer.
Yeah,
The fake out.
this is like yeah, this is like the Tarmogoyf in 2023.
Dude, there's so much searching in the libraries. We talked about Avon Mindsense earlier today.
Yeah, it's
Look,
not.
literally bring it back.
If
I would play Avon Mindsense on this initiative deck.
I mean, if it didn't have toughness one, I would.
Oh, fuck it, you're right.
More people would play it.
Oh, you're right. Oh my
Yeah.
god, my beautiful, my precious. It's dying to those stupid orkies.
Toughness one is
Toughness 1 has been
dangerous.
banned from Legacy as Saul takes the match. And most likely, unless he's getting some super unlucky paradowns twice in a row, moves on to the top 8 of the Impact Returns Legacy main event, where he'll be fighting for not only almost a playset, 3 copies of Underground Sea.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's basically a house.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, so then Saul can finally build a 4-color depth stack. You know.